folks, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. Back at doing my games that start with a certain letter of an alphabet, and today we're on the letter R. Last video we did Q. Had a lot of people comment, so I want to talk about, or had a few people comment, so I want to talk about that. But I did have a few people comment about why Quacks of Quedlinburg was not on my list. Well, in the ranking system that I use, PubMeeple, it lists Quacks in the T's because it starts with the Quacks of Quedlinburg. So you will probably see the Quacks of Quedlinburg when we get to T. Now, so let's get to the folks who commented. And let me say, I really appreciate you commenting and watching and letting me know what your games are that you like that start with that certain letter. So let's start with longtime Niner fan. He says, or they say, Quadropolis and Quirkle. I've never played Quadropolis. I've never played Quirkle. So looking forward to looking at those games and see what they're about and maybe adding them to the collection. Collection's getting pretty big, but who knows? And then we had Girly Gamer. Said Queen's Necklace. Now, I own Queen's Necklace. I think it's right over here somewhere. I just wasn't a fan of the game. I don't know. Maybe it was how or when I played it or with who I played it with. Sometimes you got to get that just right game group, right? So I don't know, but Queen's Necklace just didn't do it for me. But if other people like it, that's great. Maybe I just didn't have the right group or played it at the wrong time. You know, kind of late at night or something, and just didn't give it the full get-go. So, with all that being said, let's get to our R games, the ones that I enjoy playing. And I actually have 10 of them today. The games that I enjoy playing that start with the letter R. And guys, I would love to hear what your favorite games are. And of course, I'll mention them on the next video about what you like. And I like hearing comments about, "Ooh, you're so wrong on that game being in a top 10 of anything." That's fine too. Guys, I enjoy your comments. I enjoy you being able to watch the videos. And I absolutely thank you for subscribing. So if you take a moment, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications when new videos comes out. I don't post as many as I'd like. I'm kind of few and far between, but I'm trying to get better at that. And, you know, work and everything else in life kind of get you. So you just have to, I have to put them out when I can, but I thank you for following along and watching them. All right, let's get to number 10. One of my games I enjoy playing, favorite games that start with the letter R. It's Roll for Adventure. Roll for Adventure is a game that you have these sections of the board and you're trying to fight off these certain creatures that come to the board. They're cards that go around the outside. And you're trying to accomplish a goal before you get too many destruction points on that section of the board, because it can flip over, and if you flip over too many sections, the game's over. It is such a cool game. I enjoy it. You roll dice a lot. That's why it's called Roll for Adventure. But you roll dice a lot. You're moving up these tracks, trying to accomplish certain Yahtzee-style things on the board to accomplish a goal. It's such a fun game. It's quick. It's easy. I really enjoy it. That's my number 10, Roll for Adventure. My number 9 is Raycolt, and I hope I'm saying that right, Raycolt. This game, you're collecting vegetables, fruits. I can't really remember, but I think it's vegetables. So you're collecting all these things, and you're trying to accomplish certain goals by having so much of you're going up the score track if you have enough to make the jump on the score track. I really enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. I've only played it a couple times, but I really enjoy it. I haven't added it to the collection as of yet, may or may not. But Raycolt is a fun, I don't want to call it an economic game, but it's gathering resources for sure. And you're trying to move up the scoring track by paying those vegetables, those resources, to get to a certain level. And it's got kind of a cool mechanism that if you don't get what you need, you can get stuff. It's just a really cool little game. I never felt like I was really behind in this game. Just learning it with someone who's played it a lot of times, I didn't feel like I was losing anything or getting behind. I thought it had a pretty good little mechanism in there where you can kind of catch up. So I thought it was a fun game. It's light, but Raycolt, my number 9. Number 8 is my favorite trick-taking game of all time. And I think it's just a nostalgia feeling for that. But it's Rook. Rook is one of my favorite trick-taking games. I played it a lot when I was in my teen years and my young adult years. I still play it today when I can get people to play it with me. I just love it so much. I used to play with some folks that were a little older than me. I was in my teens. They were probably in their 20s. I was probably like 16, 17. They were in their 20s. We used to go to their house, hang out, play Rook. It was just a lot of fun. Had great times playing Rook. You have, Rook is 4 colors, black, yellow, green, and red. It's a trump, you call a trump. You have a widow out in the middle. You get the widow. Rook is the highest card, unless you play a version of it called the Big Red One. There's other versions you can play in the game. But you're just trying to catch the most points, right? There, you bid, you start out bidding a 60, right? Because you got to get 60 points to make your bid. And you can also do something called doubling it, where you have a handful of cards. You got the widow, you got the bid, right? And so there's 5 cards in the middle called the nest or widow, whatever you want to call it. And then you get those, and you have to discard 5 cards out of your hand. So before you discard those cards, you can ask your partner to call what is going to be trump, what color is going to be the best. And so they call it, and if you win that hand without going set, somebody gets more points than you, or that you were supposed to, you'll get double the points. Guys, I love Rook so much. If you haven't ever played it, it's pretty cheap to pick up at Walmart, Target, wherever. If you have a local game store that carries it, by all means, pick it up there. That is my number 8, Rook. Number 7 is Roll for the Galaxy. I enjoy this game a lot. I like the whole deal about putting out space stations and rolling dice to see what actions you're going to do. And I also love that you're hoping, right, that someone is going to pick an action that you don't have any dice on, but you get to, or you have a dice on. No, you don't have any dice on, so you can still do an action on that. So it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like the Puerto Rico, somebody picks an action. They get the better part of the action, but you still get to do the action. Roll for the Galaxy is a lot of fun. I enjoy the comboing of things going on with my putting goods on them and doing other things, getting those together. Guys, Roll for the Galaxy is fabulous. That's why it's my number 7. Number 6 is Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island. I have never, ever, ever beaten this game without possibly a minor cheat. Okay, I think I did beat it once, but there was a questionable thing that I might have not followed the rules on. Not intentionally, just not knowing. Robinson Crusoe is an adventuring style game. It has a little bit of things that are going to happen to you depending on the adventure cards. When you draw them, it gives you like a choice, and then it goes back into the deck. So you may encounter that again. So you have to build. I've only played the first scenario with the building the bonfire. Still haven't won it. I'm hoping one day to win that thing so I can move on to the next one. I guess I could play any of them I want, but I kind of want to start with that one and feel like I've accomplished something by beating it. But you have to build this bonfire, and you have to deal with the weather, and you have to deal with maybe wild animals coming back to haunt you. You have to feed your folks, right? Everybody has to be fed. If you don't, there's a penalty for that. There's like a million ways to win or lose and one way to win. And it is a cooperative game, so I really enjoy it. That is why Robinson Crusoe is my number 6. Number 5 is Rajas of the Ganges. This is such a beautiful, colorful game. The dice are these colors that are translucent. You roll your set of dice that you get, and you can go get more dice. You can trade in a certain color for 2 dice, or you can trade 2 dice for 1 dice. And you put these dice out, you get to do certain things, actions that dice will allow you to do. You also have this boat in the middle that's giving you rewards when you move that boat up. And the scoring track is really interesting. I can't remember if it's called Fame or what, but you have money and I think it's called Fame or something like that. So one's going one way, one's going the other, and when they cross each other, that's when the end of the game happens. You know, that's when you do the final round. The game is fantastic. It's colorful, it's fun, it's easy to learn. It's a little busy looking. It's intimidating when you first open it and you go, wow, that's a lot of stuff to put dice on and things, right? But I think it's just a fabulous game. It's easy to teach, easy to play. Number 5, Rajas of the Ganges. Number 4 is Raxon. Raxon is set in the Dead of Winter, if you can see the poster on the back there, Dead of Winter universe. And it's also made by Plaid Hat Games. So Dead of Winter, instead of using all the zombies, the miniature zombie standees and all that kind of stuff, you have a grid of cards, and each person has a character that they are, whether they're a doctor, a scientist, or a mayor, whatever they are. And what you're trying to do is rescue the non-zombie people out of this grid. And so on your turn, you flip over a card, or you search, whatever it's called, and you flip the card over. If it's a zombie, then that's a bad thing. And there's options. If you get like 3 good people in a row, you can rescue all 3 of those people, but you have to put a token on your card, and you can't use that anymore. And then you have to draw a Raxon card from the pharmaceutical company that's there to help you. Sort of. So things will happen through that deck. Guys, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Raxon is a blast. I have won that one before, so it's just fun. I enjoy it a lot. So Raxon is my number 4. My number 3 is Run, Fight, or Die. Run, Fight, or Die. I know they just remade this with kind of a cartoony looking theme. I call it cartoony. It's very colorful. I prefer the older version by 8 Summit with the more graphic-y zombies and the ghoulish look. One of the zombies has one arm missing and one's chewing on it looks like an arm or a chicken leg or something, right? Such a fantastic game. It's a Yahtzee style rolling dice, and you have 3 zones. You'll put some in zone 3, zone 2, and zone 1. But if they come at you from zone 1, you're going to take damage if you have to move those zombies towards you. So at the end of your turn, you're going to roll dice. You're going to kill as many as you can, or do some other actions like finding locations, finding followers, things like that. But if at the end of your turn, all the zombies advance 1 zone. So if you have zombies that you can't kill in zone 1, they're going to come onto you and you're going to take damage. And if you take more than, I think most of them have like 4 or 5 damage. So if you don't kill those zombies off, you're going to be dead pretty quick. And it's not cooperative per se. They do have a cooperative version on it, but it's just a lot of fun. You're anxious for the other person to kill their zombies off too. And it's just luck of the dice. But the dice are really nice. They're custom. They have guns on it, like a pistol. It has running away. Like you're running away from them and the zombies get further, so you get to move zombies back. There's books and research or something like that. Guys, I enjoyed this game so much. I play it a lot. Run, Fight, or Die. Such a fantastic game. If you've never played it, you might want to go check it out. My number 2 is Room 25. This game, I got this game in from actually one of the folks I played board games with, Josh, who recently just got married to Erica. I bought it from him, and he had like 4 or 5 games he was selling, so I bought all of them. And this game became a hit for our game group. If you've ever seen the cube, you're trying to escape this grid, right? But all the tiles are face down. You start off in the center room. You're trying to get out. The crazy part is there's some guards mixed in with you. And so you don't know who's the guard, who's not. And on your turn, you can do 2 things. You have 2 actions, a first action and then a second action. But everybody will do their first action first, and then they'll do their second action coming around. So, you can peek at a room beside you to give yourself a option of, okay, I know what's there, so on my next turn I can move. Your second action is move. Your third action is to push someone. So if someone's in a room with you, you can just push them into a room that hasn't been revealed, and they've got to do whatever that room says. It could be a death trap. It could be anything. So you want to be cautious because you don't want to kill off some of your fellow people that are trying to escape. But if it's a guard, it's a great thing to push that person and try to get them out of there. But the fourth thing you could do is move a whole row in the grid except for the center. The center one can never move, so you can't really move like the plus sign, but you can move the outers, edges, and the centers, the ones close to up and down, but you can't move them anyway. You can't move the center tile. So it is, and the whole goal is to find the exit. And the exit is on one of the 3 tiles in the corners of the deal. So if you find the exit and everybody gets out, or everybody gets on the exit, and you move the exit off with that movement, sliding the whole row of tiles, you win the game. And of course, the guards will try to stop you. Guys, we have a blast with it every time we play it. Room 25. I don't know if it's still in print or available, but it is a fantastic game. If you can find it, woo, go get it. All right, my number 1 game starts with the letter R is Rattle Bones. Guys, I absolutely love Rattle Bones. Rattle Bones is a roll and move. You got 3 dice. You got a white, 2 white, and a black. No, a white, gray, and a black dice. The faces are interchangeable. You can take them out and put these other things in them. When you land on a certain spot on the board, you have the option to take a couple of things. There's one that's got a casino on it, and there's a casino dice. When you roll it, you'll get victory points. So what you're trying to do is be the first person to meet up with Rattle Bones. And Rattle Bones is going the opposite way, kind of like in Rogers of the Ganges. It's going the opposite way. Scoring track's going this way. And you're just trying to come head-to-head with them. But this game, you got 3 options. You got these 3 monkey figurines, and a little mouse is your score track person or character. So you're trying to move these 3, and you've got 1 dice that you get to roll. You have to pay to roll 2, or the 3rd dice. You have to pay a coin, and there's ways to get coins by adding it to your dice, and if you roll it, you get a coin. So you're just going to roll the dice and do whatever they say, and you're going to try to move 2 spaces that benefit you. And I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear my dog barking outside, but he's kind of annoying, but that's him. But Rattle Bones is so much fun. I enjoy it so much. Guys, that's my top 10 board games that I enjoy playing, sort of my favorite games that start with the letter R. As always, I'd love to hear what yours are. So put it down in the comments what your games that you like to play that start with the letter R. And let me know, and I'll talk about them on the next video. Guys, as always, thank you for watching Calvin's Got Game. And remember, get a board game to the table. Spend time with your friends and family.